Hello everybody, Love for Life here, bringing us a brand new figure review, and today we got the adorable Asia Argento figure from Belfine. Now, she along with Rias, Akano, and Koneko all got figures over the course of like the past like half of the year. And I'll be honest, whenever I saw them, especially the fact that this is the first official Asia figure. She was the last of the original girls from DXD to finally get a figure, which is ridiculous. Okay, like Koneko's had a bunch, Akano and Rias have a ridiculous amount. Zenobia has like I think 2, and then Asia and none of the other girls had 0. I mean, actually, all the other girls had 0 until finally Belfine gave us this adorable little figure of Asia along with the others. Now, they all have a theme. They're all in like lingerie and stuff, and they're all cast off figures. Now, I'm not really going to show off the cast off parts of this because I can't, because it's YouTube. And got to keep it semi-family friendly. If you don't know what a cast off figure is, basically her top here is removable. That's about it. Same thing with the Rias figure whenever I get around to reviewing it. I don't have the Koneko or Akano figures. I've thought about getting them. I actually did have them both on pre-order at a time. But, however, I'll be honest, whenever I first got the Asia and Rias figure, I got them around the same time because they released it around the same time. I was very unimpressed with these figures. Their launch price is like $150. And these were the first figures I ever felt like I wasted my money with, like, entirely. Like, when I got them, opened them up and everything, I was immediately like, wow, this is not what I thought it would be. For one thing, they are extremely tiny. These figures are not very big at all. Like, Asia's about as tall as my hand, okay? Which, I get it, they're not supposed to be very tall. And they have a cheap feeling to them. Okay, one of the reasons why I'm not the biggest fan of the cast-off features, other than the fact that I don't think my family would approve of it, is the fact that whenever I try, because in order to do it, you got to take her head off, okay? Which, this is all one piece. Her head, all the way down to her hair, this is all one piece. Yeah. Like that, okay? And then you can take off the rest. Now, Rias, it's really annoying because Rias, you also got to take her arms off to do it. And this results in, I feel like I'm going to break the figure. It's a very cheap feeling figure. Now, that being said, other than the feel of it, the look of it, it does look pretty nice. The paint job is really good overall. Especially on the eyes. I always like to focus on the eyes because, especially with the non-posable figures like these, and the expressions on their face is really important. And I really like Asia's because it looks like she's angry, which does kind of fit because she's probably like, ideally they're probably like thinking, oh, she's angry at Issei for not giving her attention, because that tends to be the case. But however, it's also this really just cute angry, like angry spelled with a W in there somewhere, because I could totally see Asia doing it. But however, I digress. Now, I'll be honest, I'm not as disappointed with the Asia figure as I am with the Rias figure, because Asia is like my second favorite character in DXD. Now, granted, I haven't seen past Season 2. I really need to get around to watching the whole series. I have it all on Blu-ray. I've just been far too busy to. I've also heard that Season 3 is garbage after a certain point, and they had to reboot it with Season 4. And I digress. But Asia is my second favorite character. My favorite character is Zenobia, and her 2 figures are ridiculously expensive for everything that they are. So I've been pushing that off, and the fact that we finally got an Asia figure, I am really just happy with. I'm happy to finally just have one. You know, there's like a bajillion Rias and Akano figures, and even Koneko figures, and Asia finally gets the love that she needs. So now that we're almost 5 minutes into the video, let's really get into the deep dive on the review with everything else. So first and foremost, as I mentioned, the eyes and the face are really good. I really like this expression. Her eyes are very well painted, and it's just a cute little pose, like a cute little expression on her face. Very, very adorable. I love it. They really captured her innocence, but also her kind of fiery temper from time to time. It's kind of it's adorably cute temper. Moving on to her dress, it's also very well done. The translucency is very nice. It does look plasticky, which is, a given. It is plastic. They were going for like, oh, it's a see-through lace kind of thing. I get what they were going with that. But however, it's hard to replicate that without actually going with lace. And I don't think Belfine, from what I've seen of them, is going to go with that. Moving on to her hair, it's very well done as well. There's no real defects or anything on it. Oh, not even on camera. There's no real defects with it or anything on it. Nice and detailed and everything. And, of course, everything else. Now, there's not really much else to say about the rest of the paint other than that her fingernails are painted, which I thought was an interesting little detail. I haven't actually checked her toes. Yep, her toes are painted as well, which I'm sure somebody's getting a kick out of that. Now, I had to mention that, I'm very happy that it doesn't have any defects, because the Rias one I got actually does have some defects, which is a bit annoying. Taking off her head, we can see her back. Again, this can be taken off. I can't show you it, but it looks okay. I'll be honest, the paint on the part that I can't show is not the greatest either. I'm very disappointed with it because this, for what I paid for, it doesn't feel like that kind of money. The detailing on her clothing here is still really well done and everything. Very, very nice detailing. Again, though, it does feel cheap. Like, holding it right now, it has a cheap feel to it, and I don't know how to explain it other than that. Like, in order to really get how these feel cheap, you gotta actually hold one. They have a very weird sensation to them that makes them feel soft. Now, from what I understand, it's called a soft body, but from what I've read, soft body usually refers to a very particular portion being soft. I will leave that portion being up to your imagination, but her whole body feels like soft, like as if it's not done being made. And it makes me feel like as if I'm gonna drop her, she will break into a million pieces, which I will be honest, I have dropped a few figures in the past, and I've only ever had one actually have any kind of damage whatsoever from it. And I feel like this, if I were to drop it in any of those cases, it would shatter. And not because it's like a fragile figure made of high quality stuff that's just happens to be fragile, but because it doesn't feel like a well put together figure. It's so weird. The texturing is just that weird to me, and that like paranoia inducing to me. But however, the actual paint job and details are all really good. I mean, heck, they freaking painted her nails. Like, what? You can't even really see them that well unless like you really, really pay attention. That is insane. And I just have very, very, very mixed opinions on the Belfine line in general from the two that I have. Will I ever pick up the Akino and the Koneko? Possibly one day, maybe. I've thought about it, but for what their price is, I don't feel like they're really worth it. If you're a big DXD fan, you probably already have the whole set. In that case, I do think that they are kind of worth it because they're the cheapest figures of these girls, and heck, it's the only Asia figure again. Like, that's just mind-boggling. Why is this the first Asia figure? I don't get it. Is she just not well liked in Japan? Does she like not top the polls or something? I don't get it. Because I know that like Rias and Akino, they consistently top the polls, and so does Koneko. And that's why they all get figures all the time, They really look at those polling results of like, oh, who's the favorite characters to figure out who they should be making figures of. And does Asia just not top it? Does she not even come close or something? I don't get it. But anyways, that is my all thoughts and opinions on it. Oh, I almost forgot. This is another thing that I can't actually show you. But whenever I first got Asia, as well as also Rias, whenever I first opened them up, they had this really pungent smell. Like something was yeah. I don't get it. The smell's gone, but there was this really pungent, nasty odor that came from the box. I don't know if anybody else had that issue, but good lord, it was bad. I don't know what it was. It was horrible, and just even thinking about it makes me want to gag. So, anyway, that's my thoughts and opinions on the Asia figure from Belfine. It's an adorable little figure, but I don't think that it's really worth the price or anything. Do any of you guys have this figure? Have you thought about getting it? It's still pretty easy to get figures. Same thing with the other figures in the Belfine line, which really does surprise me. Like, heck, if you go into Amy, you can still find them for pretty close to their launch price, which is really crazy because DXD figures tend to fly off the shelves the instant they're announced. It's really insane. So if you are a fan of DXD, maybe pick up the Asia one. If you like the Asia one, and you like the other girls, then, pick up them, obviously. I'm really hoping that maybe we can start getting some of the other girls getting some love, like maybe a new Synovia figure or something, but I don't know. That's just me. What do you guys think? Thank you all for watching. Rate, comment, and subscribe, and see you all later. Peace out.